the Slip and Dip podcast.
Oh, beautiful, man. What is up, people? Welcome back to the Slip and Dip podcast, episode number 87. I am Matthew Wells. Alongside me, as always, my man Kendrick Johnson, coming to you on Super Bowl Sunday, the most boring Super Bowl in recent memory. I'm glad it's over. I hate the fact that we got to listen to Super Bowl recap all week long on Sports Talk. Can't wait for this week to be over, man. Can't wait for this week to be over. But we got a lot of combat sports to talk about real quick before we get to our guest this week, Mr. Geoff, Handz of Steel, Neal, coming to you straight out of Dallas, Texas, representing Fortis MMA. Hopped on with us for a few minutes this week, and we talked to him about his recent win and all his career stuff. So, be good to good little chat with Geoff. We'll have coming up here in just a second. But Kendrick, you were at the Kovalev fight this weekend. Just last night, actually. How did that go for you?
It was interesting. It wasn't as big because I saw Earl Spence fight at the Star. For people that don't know what the Star is outside of Dallas, that's where the Cowboys practice at. It only holds 15,000, not like 100,000 like the big house. And Earl Spence sold that out in September, but they have no Texas fighters on, so it was very intimate boxing setting. So you literally saw everything and heard. Kovalev won the fight, got his belt back, 3-time 175-pound champ. But the guy that stole the show, and one of my new favorite fighters, is Teofimo Lopez. That dude is dangerous. And his dad acts like Angel Garcia, so they're entertaining and they want to come on the show, but he put on the show. Yeah. He called his shots. He said he was going to walk the guy down. He walked him down. He proved that he can go some rounds. And then the guy got hurt, wanted to go toe-to-toe, and didn't live to tell about it.
Yes, that guy in particular, man.
But he said after the fight, guys like that, you have to get them out of there because they're going to keep coming even if they're hurt, which is something you don't really see in MMA. Like we always talk about, people don't take tune-up fights or get back fights or nothing like that or whatever. Right. But you see it in boxing, and those guys are really skilled. Like I remember, still tired. On the Deontay card, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury card, Jared Hurd, he was trying to get a tune-up fight because he gonna have to see some monsters to defend his belt. And the guy can hit him a couple times like, well, you get a little too competitive. Let's go on in this fight. You don't see people do that. Like Cain Velasquez, he shouldn't have to fight a monster he's gonna have to fight coming out the shoot out of a year and a half layoff.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. That's the difference between MMA and boxing.
Right.
We're gonna talk about.
Yeah, and that's that fight in particular. The opponent for Teofimo Lopez, whose name just came up, Magdalena.
Yeah,
Magdalena. His corner failed him in that fight.
They should have threw that towel.
Yeah, they should have thrown in the towel because it was painfully obvious that he didn't have the speed or the quickness to keep up with him. It was just gonna be a matter of time before their fighter was kissing that canvas, and he hit that canvas literally head first on the way down.
Yeah, he said he knew he had him in the second round.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was nasty. I mean, when your opponent's throwing behind the back punches at you and landing them, it's time to call it off. It's time to call it off. But yeah, shout out to him. Hopefully we get him on soon, man. That'd be a good get.
And on a much wider scale, I didn't see the UFC card. I can't be two places at once, or do two things at once because I was fully into the card. I was there live, but a lot of people I saw tweeting about the pacing for the UFC. But what people don't understand is when they have those events, the pacing is going to be messed up. On the other one, like our main event didn't start till 12 o'clock local time, and we're in the Central Time Zone. That's absurd. So what that tells me is, I think as this thing going along, based on who's on the card on what time, they're going to go back and forth. So MMA people can't expect that all the time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play it out.
Because when you're there live, it's really, really noticeable
that they're trying to do it.
Because like they were saying, they knew at 6 o'clock, so they knew the producers. I was happening to sit next to the ESPN producer. Yeah, it's going to be a long night. I got there around like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I was like, well, I said the co-main will not start till 11 o'clock. Like it's 4 hours out. It's like, we got fights. I didn't know these dudes were knocking each other out. Yeah. They had swing fights and everything. So it was programmed for that. And I think didn't UFC end around like 8:45, between 8:45 and 9?
Yeah, it was like 8.
Yeah, and they went straight into ESPN live coverage at the Star, and then they went back to the app. So for all that stuff was surrounding their TV schedule. I don't think they're going to be giving the short end of the stick to boxing all the time, or always giving UFC preferential treatment. So it's going back and forth. A lot of people are not talking about that because I think UFC had more eyeballs on it. So it's like, wow, the pace is awesome. And then when they do it on UFC, people are going to be mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with like the UFC, at least they try to keep with a regular schedule of fights. I mean, like, you know, when any Fight Pass only card, it's like, hey, we're going to give you these fights as quick as possible when it's all on Fight Pass. When they went to Fox, obviously they had all the advertisements, so they had to stretch it out. They had a 4-hour time block they had to fill. So, of course, if there's a knockout, hey, here comes a video package, here comes more commercials, here's another video package, you know, so they always had to do all that crap. But, yeah, it will be interesting to see, though, because on ESPN Plus, what we've seen is that, hey, they'll knock them out quick, too, because they got other shit they can throw on the app for you to watch. So it'll be interesting to see how they do play it out when there is, you know, bigger boxing fights. You know, we were talking about this earlier in the day. When they do have a bigger name boxer, like you brought up, like Lomachenko. Like if they have a Lomachenko fight on the UFC,
they're gonna have it popping up at midnight Central Time.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how I play it. I mean, like I brought up the fact that, you know, obviously there are a lot of boxing fans that don't watch MMA, a lot of MMA fans that don't watch boxing. So they may just say, hey, here, pick and choose what you want. Right now.
But this is how crazy the pacing was. Teofimo Lopez, he wasn't even basically into the tunnel, and Kovalev was coming out. Matter of fact, we were doing our media game roundup on Lopez, and they were coming out to start the main event. Like they had already started. They were in midway through the second round before I got back to my seat.
Yeah,
and I left early out of the roundup for Lopez. So that's like they can put that pace on when they want to get things started. So ESPN has a lot more pull than what people realize.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. It's going to be interesting to see. It's definitely something to keep an eye on for sure in the future. But, hey, for me, if I'm a fight fan, if I'm a UFC fan, you loved the way, especially one stateside, because I know this is a stateside issue. People overseas, they're all like, man, we always up at 3 a.m. anyways. It doesn't matter for us. Stateside, it's a stateside product, so you should cater to your stateside audience. You shouldn't have your stateside audience up till midnight waiting for a main event of a fight. That's just not how it should be.
Yeah, but I wonder what they're gonna do, like for like the Phoenix card, because say for instance they're starting 10 o'clock local time. It's 12 o'clock here.
Yeah, I mean we'll see how it all shakes out. We'll see how it all shakes out, man. It will be something, like I said, to keep an eye on. Let's recap a couple things from UFC Fortnite Fortaleza. Obviously, I think we have the best bantamweight in the world right now in Marlon Moraes. Just absolutely starch Rafael.
He's sleeping on TJ. He did lose at 135.
I'm not sleeping on TJ. I think TJ getting knocked out at 125 like he did is going to affect him at 135. And then your next fight is probably going to have to be against this guy. It's probably going to have to be against Marlon Moraes.
You know it wasn't brutal, though?
Yeah, even though it wasn't brutal, but still, I mean, like, hey, you put your body 12 weeks of a weight cut, you put your body through that hell, and then you'll be like, and then your body's just going to be like, all right, cool, let's go back up to where we were supposed to be. I mean, maybe. Obviously, I think TJ will perform better at 135, but it's just got to be something to look out for, man. Marlon Moraes is out there just starching people.
Yeah, he is.
Starching people. And it's not like he's well-rounded, too. I mean, you saw him and he dropped the sunset
right nicely.
Exactly. It was all smooth. And it's like he's a beast, man. So Jose Aldo turned back the clock, too.
Why do everybody keep saying that? He said that paper. I said that guy had no answers from him when they started the fight.
Hey, Moicano was the guy. If Moicano won this fight, he was probably getting a title shot. If he wasn't getting a title shot, he was going to be next in line for that title eliminator.
So, I wasn't a fan of his. Hey. Jose Aldo did what he had to do.
He did what he had to do.
I trip out on my man, jump out the cage, and he on top of people's neck and stuff like that. Is that your cousin?
There you go. I think he jumped over Bisping, or no, he ran past like Bisping and them, and then jumped off and then went into the crowd. Amazing scenes. Brazil crowds are awesome. That's another thing you.
Yeah, we got to check out the bucket list seeing the UFC fight in Brazil. I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, we didn't even make that happen. Let's bring the slip and dip down to Brazil one time.
Yeah,
I do want to go to Rio.
I keep my ass in the hotel though. I'm trying to get stick them up because they did not care.
I was about to say
they get 0 Fs.
Rio is beautiful, but I do not want to be out in the streets of Rio.
Yeah, they get 0 Fs.
Yeah, wow.
They about that life.
Damian Maya did Damian Maya things. Went full backpack mode. It's just incredible. Charles Oliveira again doing Charles Oliveira things. It was a fun night of fights, man. Johnny Walker is a wild cat.
Yeah.
Well,
do you think he's like a new cowboy?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's a long way to go. Long way to go to get that kind of love. But yeah, it was a good night of fights, man, for Fortaleza. A card that nobody was really talking about all that much. I think our boy Max Griffin got robbed though.
Yeah,
I think he got robbed. Scorecards were a little questionable there.
I heard about that.
Yeah, but overall, man, a good night of fights. Again, the pacing was incredible. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully it stays that way going forward. But we'll see how they do it. But yeah, let's do this, man. Geoff Neal joins the show for the first time and talks to us about a lot of stuff, man. Talks to us about a lot of stuff. He's a guy that's trying to do more and more media as his name gets bigger. He's currently ranked 14th per the new UFC rankings that just came out. So he's got his number by his name. And hey, once you get that number by your name, big things start happening for you. So we'll see where he goes from here, coming off that big win over another friend of the show, Bilal Muhammad. So should be a good time.
The thing about Geoff is like he's one of those people like he says what he means and he means what he says, and he's starting to get that track record backing it up. So it's gonna be interesting to see him grow.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter for real.
And you pick up when your boy call, you pick up when things happen.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter, man. He doesn't BS you at all. He gives you the real 100% of the time. Fortis MMA doing big things out there. So guys, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever have you. Tell the world. We got some special things in the works as well that you will see soon.
Are you teasing it?
I'm teasing it. We're working on some stuff to just help grow the channel. So keep your eyes peeled for that kind of thing coming up here in the next few weeks. It should be some fun stuff.
Tell all your friends about it too, because you're gonna want to talk about it.
Tell a friend. Yeah, for sure. Some thought-provoking things that should garner a lot of engagement. So that's what we're looking for. Also, if you're on iTunes, if you're listening to us on iTunes, please subscribe as well and leave us a review, 5 stars. Leave us a quick review. Tell us how much you like us. Just helps the visibility out. Free things to help grow the show. We would appreciate that. And until next week, guys, we will leave you with Geoff Neal. Fun interview, so check it out. And anything else?
No, we're gonna be on the grind. We got like I said, we got some things up the sleeve.
Yes. So be on the lookout for that. Please hit us up on social media. Leave your comments, questions, whatever have you. We'd like to interact with you guys. Until next week, we will see you then. Peace.
Please welcome to the Slip and Dip podcast, making a Slip and Dip debut, fresh off his win at UFC on ESPN Plus 1. Mr. Geoff Neal got the hard fought win over Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
How's it good to showcase an all-around game? It's like going the rounds and everything was good for you, and you showcase something. It's like your stock went up tremendously. It's kind of like what we knew here in Dallas, the world got to see.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good fight. I really liked that fight. I knew it was going to be a good fight for me. If I knew as long as I was on my P's and Q's, it was going to be nothing but good things for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about y'all gym getting some recognition with you and Alonzo showing on the big stage? People starting to talk about Fortis. They're looking at y'all like with the AKAs and the ATTs, and y'all starting to slowly but surely get y'all names up there.
Yeah.
Coach Safe is getting up in there with the Greg Jacksons. Like you said, Safe, he's like, he moving up in the world. It's like everybody's like kind of slowly but surely creeping up into that elite level, far as viewers. Population and all that good stuff in UFC.
Yeah, for sure. We still got a long way to go, though. You know, there's just we got a lot of everybody's hyping us up, and we just got to prove that we're about that hype. You know, so we're slowly getting there.
Yeah, no doubt, man. There's a lot of people coming up, man. And just like last year, you know, we started to see the momentum start to build, you know, with people just getting into the UFC. And now I think with your win over Bilal like this, you're like, oh, these guys can really compete against some of these top guys like that. And then go out there and, you know, get a decision win, because I think that was probably the most important thing, at least for you right now, because like everything else has been like, bam, rear naked choke, bam, head kick. Like, you show you could get some minutes in.
Yeah, get some minutes in. That has a lot to do with the training at the gym because old me 3 rounds, man, I can't do that. Like, but I don't want to do that. Like, I still don't want to go 3 rounds. When we was walking to the 3rd round for this fight, I'm like, fuck, man, just lay down and quit. But the way we train at the gym, the way our coach sets up training, he makes me go like fucking 5 minute rounds. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't even have breaks in between. I'm sitting there going for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes straight. So 3 5-minute rounds is nothing.
So what you learn about yourself in this that kind of like, hey, I'm going to learn, not that you lack in confidence, but it's like what you learn about yourself to know that you can get into that title shit and see some real contenders come from a pretender to a contender.
I just learned that I have the ability to keep my composure. You know what I mean? Because I got hurt in the 2nd round. He hit me in my body, and it really hurt. Like I almost threw up as soon as he hit me.
Oh,
yeah, man. He hit me in the body shot, and it was just like he hit me as I was trying to punch him, so it took like all the air out of my lungs. But I showed like I didn't even like I looked at the fight. I didn't even show that I was hurt as bad as like I was thinking in my head. So I showed I can shake off of something like being hurt real quick.
Wow, how'd you do that? Because I cover box. We both cover boxing, but boxing dudes go down off that and don't get up
at all.
Like when you hear about the Canelos and the Errol Spencers of the world, they do not get up.
Yeah, it just had to do with my mom was watching. I can't I can't fall down. My mom, family, everybody watching. Nah. It's just I'm not gonna quit. That fight to me was like make or break. It's either win that fight or not. I mean, I wouldn't get kicked off the UFC, but I would have to like build myself back up just to get to that point. You know what I mean? I have to do 3 or 4 more fights just to be a name again. So it was make or break for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it seemed like it was kind of like a big jump because like Bilal was like a guy that was like he was like knocking on the door of the top 5. Like he was like ready to get up there.
He won like 6 in a row, right?
Yeah, he was on the street, man, and then like he's one of the tough dudes, and like the thing about him is like he's a guy that also trains and fights through Ramadan. Like he's tough as nails. Like it's crazy.
He's tough. He's tough as shit. It was a huge jump because I was ranked number like 60 something at the time. Yeah. He was like number 30 something. He's been beating dudes. He was on a 4 or 5 win streak. Like honestly, with that win streak and the people that he beat, he should have been fighting somebody in the top 20 at least. Right. But he got. I mean, and I'm not going to trip. Like I was like, cool. I'll fight somebody higher than me any day, because that's nothing but a win-win for me. But he was a tough dude. That Ramadan stuff, like it showed, like I dropped him twice, and he got up and came at me. Like I was like, hold up, I just punched him in the face. Yeah, like he's coming back at me swinging. Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, so that was like your moment where it's like, oh, it's like this at this level, huh? Like where you guys just keep getting up.
Like because I dropped him and I didn't. I wasn't calm, you know what I mean? I just started throwing like random punches at him. It's like at the high level, when you get somebody hurt, you gotta pick your shots and make sure you finish them all the way. So that's something I need to work on because I did in my last fight against Frank Camacho. I dropped him in the 1st round, but then I started going like crazy trying to hurry up and get the finish when I should have been taking my time.
How cool is it to win a big fight of this magnitude and still know that you got stuff to work on to get even better? And you got that hand raise because that's all that matters in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to win. I'm never really it's really a problem. I'm never satisfied after any win. It's kind of like I'll win. I'm happy about it for like 2, maybe 3 days, and then after that, I'm like, fuck. I start looking at my fight, start critiquing it, and it's on to the next one. I'm really not even like I don't like that fight that much. My coach's like, oh, it was a great fight, and I'm just looking back on it like, I could have knocked him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Safe is like he's kind of laid back, but I know he's also like real good with giving instruction and giving you like his honest feedback on it. So like, did he say anything to you after the fight that kind of like maybe caught you by surprise, or was it just like did he say the things that you were expecting him to say after it?
He said things I was expecting. Like me, I feel like I'm just by being around him so much, I'm kind of like on his same frequency. Like anything, I know what he's going to say. I know how he feels about things. You know what I mean? He doesn't even really have to say it. I just know because we're just like everybody at the gym. We all are on the same page. That's why we do so good because we all have the same idea. We all have the same outlook about fighting because he instilled that in us. So we're all on the same page.
Does it trip you out the fact that people don't realize how great of an athlete you are, and it kind of underestimates you, and you like steady bopping people by being just a better athlete, and then with your fight IQ, does it trip you out? That's like, really, you trusted me like that?
Yeah, like because I was looking at Bilal's interviews, I was like, he wasn't speaking highly of me. Like he did one good thing about me. You know what I mean? Yeah. He said something about, he's just a hype train. I'm gonna go out there and put him to sleep, and I was like, bro. It kind of, I felt some type of way about it, but I was like, man, I can see where he's coming from. Like he's on a 4-5 win streak. He's number 30 something. He wants somebody in the top 15. He doesn't want somebody that's 2 fights deep in the UFC with ranked number 60. So, but still, you gotta respect everybody. Like I'm a grown ass man in the UFC. You can't just look past me.
Right.
So you came in feeling disrespected. Then you came in with that Tom Brady mentality, with that chip on your shoulder.
Not even chip. I was like, it was expected, but it's just like, it surprised me that he said that. I'm like, bro, like, is that your mindset? Like, I always like watch my opponent's interviews just to see where their mind's at, and it surprised me just for how high level he was to think that low of me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Think you're just gonna run through me like I was a hype train, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, now that you got this, this tough tested win under your belt, man. I know you're always busy with the job and everything like that too. Is anything like that changed? I know you've talked about it before, where it's like you want to get a couple number of wins under your belt, and then you'll look at going like full time. Like any of that's changed yet?
No, I did change. It's about the amount of money I have in my bank account. If I don't have like $1 million in my bank account, I don't want to quit working. You know what I mean? Because this sport, it's not forever. So I want like at least $1 million. And then once I get that money, I'm going to start like investing and doing other stuff, doing smart stuff with my money. You know what I mean? So that's the next goal. So I'm going to keep on working. I'm going to keep on fighting. But now that I got money, like I got money in my bank account, like when I have a fight coming up, I'm going to start taking time off of work. Okay. Like, besides, like, dude, I'm not going to be working 50 hours a week anymore, but that's not going to change.
Does that blow your mind, the fact that you're not even training full time and you're beating some of these people that people don't expect you to beat?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to be real, I am training full time. I fit it in. Like, even though I'm working like 50 hours a week, I will still get up and work out 2 times a day. That's full time for me. I don't do more than 2 times a day. If you do more than 2 times a day, you might just be killing your body. That's my perception. But and plus, I've been athletic my whole life, doing 3 times a day, like for as long as I've been playing sports and stuff. That's just going to tear my body down. But I still do full time, even though I do work a full time job as well. Yeah,
I mean, you don't let your weight get too high, like outside of like camp and stuff, do you?
Yeah, I do. I'm like I'm like 200 pounds right now, but my weight falls off real quick. I don't know why. Like, I can diet for 2 weeks and I'm going to be down to 190, 195. Okay, that's just how my body works. It's weird.
I mean, don't get my co-host started on weight cuts, boy.
Yeah.
That's my pet peeve, man. My pet peeve is like guys that cut like 30 pounds for a fight, and a lot of times they, kind of doing themselves a disservice. But if it comes off easy for you, and you get in there like the day before, like we see like. Just covering fights, you witness things like Brian Ortega sprinting to the scale with like 2 minutes left because he was in the sauna all morning, like stuff like that, like it's crazy.
Yeah, so cutting 170 is easy for me. Like, I never had a problem cutting 170. Let me knock on wood. I don't want to, like, some shit happen next week.
Geoff was saying last time that it was easy. How come he didn't make weight?
Yeah, it's easy for me. It's never been a problem because my first 3 fights when I was an amateur, I cut to 155. Okay. But, I wasn't walking around at 200 cutting 155. But it's just easy. This last weight cut, I only had to use the sauna 1 time. I started my weight cut at 180, used the sauna 1 time, and then woke up in the morning, used the bathtub, and floated off the last 2 pounds. It was nothing. So I kind of got it down now.
That's good then.
I know it's cliche to say, hey, I'm looking at 1 fight at a time, but do you look at the state of your divisions when you got the Kamarus, a.k.a. Martys of the world, fight Tyron Woodley, and you got Wonder Boy? Do you look at those elite guys, those names that just fighting them? I'm not going to say change your life financially, but if you beat that guy, that you can get that goal and getting that $1 million is going to be a lot closer than what it is today.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it. I'm real, like, when it comes to like fighting, I really don't even care, but I don't even worry about, like, I'm probably like one of the only UFC fighters that don't even watch the UFC. You know what I mean? Because I'm always working. like people like, hey, you watch this, and that, and I was like, no, like I was looking at the top 15. There's like 7 dudes I don't even know who the hell they are. I never seen them fight. You know what I mean? I'm just not really into the sport like that. I got so much other stuff that I'm doing. So I'm really just, honestly, I'm just worried about me and how much better I can become, you know? Yeah. I'm not worried about a fighter unless I'm about to fight that fighter.
So you don't watch, do you watch film on them when it's like, okay, I got a name now?
Yeah, when I got a name, I'll watch film for sure. I'll watch it like at least like 3-4 times a week before I go to sleep. I try not to watch it too much because I'm not trying to stress about it, but I'll watch a lot.
Okay. When are we going to see you back in there again?
I'll give it like 3 months.
3 months.
Unless something short notice pops up, then I'll take that. But other than that, I'm shooting for 3 more months, and then I'll be back in.
Are you hungry enough where you take anybody, or are you looking for a specific style, like boom, or you just like anybody can get it any day?
That's how I feel. Like anybody can get it any day. Like I'm always like that, but especially now being in the UFC, that's how it is. Like before, when I was like pro outside the UFC, I was real cautious, you know, because one loss can ruin your chances to get in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like you lose one fight, you got to run 3 more, and you got to win it like finishing them. You know what I mean? There's no just like you. Now that I'm UFC, I'll fight anybody, but my coach, he handles all that, so I trust his judgment because he's my coach and my manager. So he's the one setting me up the fights, but he's also the one that's with me the most, coaching me. So he knows my abilities, knows my skills, and he knows who to match me up with. So whoever he tells me to fight, I trust him, and I believe that when he comes to tell me, hey, you're going to knock this guy out, I'm like, all right, I believe you, because he knows me.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
What's the difference when you do knock somebody out like that? Like, not this fight, but your fight before last. That's pretty spectacular. And then they robbed you and then give you a $50K.
Man, I mean, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I'm an unranked fighter. You know what I mean? Like I'm an unranked fighter. I was in prelims. Like that does, like people say that isn't. It's not a factor, but it is a factor. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I mean, like I'm nobody in the sport right now. You know what I mean?
You're ranked 14 now.
I'm ranked 14 now. Yeah, that's. But I still, you're not nobody. You're not anybody until you have a fan base behind you. I'm ranked number 14, but I still got 6,000 followers on my Instagram.
See, we're trying to help you out, man.
Hey,
let us be your mouthpiece.
Yeah, I feel that.
Tell Safe to knock on the door and get you verified at least. That'll help you get those.
I tried to get verified. I tried to get. You talking about on Instagram?
Instagram's the hardest one out of the 3. I know that.
I'll say this: I know the UFC in their PR, they know people that can just click a switch and basically make one phone call and make it happen. So okay,
yeah, because I tried to get Instagram verified on Instagram. They fucking sent me a message like, nah, you don't mean.
Yeah, Instagram's the hardest one out of the 3, out of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They're the hardest.
I guarantee you it's easier now. Be like, look, go to UFC.com/rankings. Look who's at number 14 at welterweight. Give me that check. Give me that blue check. He
tried to jump on Team Neal.
I'm just saying that's gonna help out a lot for sure. But yeah, I think with especially considering your first 2 fights and then this one over Bilal, man, whoever you get matched up next with, I think it's probably gonna be somebody in that 10 to 12 range. You think?
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to that. I love competition. You know what I mean? The tougher the opponent, the harder I work. So I'm about it.
How much did your football background help you out coming from Central Texas? And do you still keep up with high school football in Texas since that's kind of those things you don't go away?
No, I mean I don't keep up with any football, but you said how much did the football help me?
Yeah,
a lot, because I learned a lot from football. You know what I mean? Hard work is easy to me. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they shy away from hard work. I love hard work. You know what I mean? I love those workouts that I'm like exhausted afterwards. That those are the workouts I love. But it helped me a lot. Like I said, a lot of fighters, that's their problem. They're not used to that grind, that hard work. You know what I mean? Like just fucking working to exhaustion to where you feel like you don't have anymore, but you give more. And that's really the difference between a high level fighter and a fucking B level fighter.
And to go to that fan base, are we gonna see you do more stuff like this? Come on with us and everything. Because a lot of people want to know about you, man. A lot of people ask a lot of questions. It's like, who's Geoff Neal? They see you whooping ass, and they're like, who is he?
Yeah, I'll start, man. Because I'm gonna start giving. The reason why I don't do a lot of talking and a lot of interviews, I really don't have time. You know what I mean? I got my life so everywhere. It's like I can make the time, but it's like, man, I'd rather just go to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start giving more time. People been saying that to me for years, and I just been like, whatever, I got this. But it's getting to the point where I gotta do what everybody's telling me. They're telling me that's for a reason.
Hey, we kinfolks looking out for kinfolks.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you coming on, man. We do appreciate it, man. We'll look to get you on back again soon. Whenever you get another fight announced, man. We'd love to have you back on and give us your thoughts leading up to it.
Hell yeah, we'll make it happen.
Thanks for definitely coming on, Geoff. And our slogan on this show is "You ball, you get the call." So you keep balling, we definitely keep hollering at you.
Amen. Let's get it.